of tea, Joe. Hello, I appear to have broken everything on my stream. Um, yeah, I can't get the desktop audio to play in OBS, so everything went pear-shaped, so I'm a couple of minutes late starting. I do apologize. How's everyone going? Um, yeah, today's been weird, so I fired a PHP storm again. Um, and it completely forgot all the settings that I remember last stream. I set everything to be a dark theme, and it doesn't remember my local settings. And like, is it only me that has? Why do I always have this problem? I had to reboot my MacBook, and as part of rebooting my MacBook, it forgot all my settings in PHP Storm. And the irony that I used to work for JetBrains is never lost upon me. Whoa! Yeah. Apologies. See, that blew my ears off. Hopefully it didn't blow your ears off because I had the sound lower for you. But if it did, I don't know what happened there. It didn't work, and apparently I left the sound playing in the browser, and then it did work. Anyway, how's everyone doing on this Thursday? I have been super excited about, like, I'm just setting up my IDE again, which I seem to do. I seem to spend like 3 minutes doing this at the start of every stream. So yeah, there's that. Oh, material. Because I was quite enjoying the dark theme, right? It's quite. And now I've forgotten what we were using as well. Which was it? Material darker. Does anyone remember? Because we had the good chats around that, right? I know I always use contrast mode. Is that what we used? Hopefully it hasn't forgotten like anything else. Controller. Oh, look, that's not the theme. It's totally not the theme. What were we using? I've completely forgotten. Night Owl, was it? Maybe? Meh. Yeah, no, it's not that. Now we just have to keep clicking buttons until I remember what. It's not that. I know that this is like captivating stuff, right? Totally captivating watching me clicking on buttons and looking to find the theme that I was using last stream. I completely understand. But I guess I gotta get this working. Okay, let's just pick one. Just go material darker. Just get on with it. And then we have to change the font. I think it was this one actually. I think it was this one, but I always use Fira. Fira Medium is my font of choice, and I always have 1.8. Because, like, obviously I'm an old man, so I need huge, like, font. Now, oh, that's okay. It's remembered that. Okay, I'm pretty much okay. Right. So, last stream, we spec'd some stuff out. We spec'd out TeamTime, which is our new application that we're going to be writing on stream. And TeamTime's really exciting for me because it's something I've been trying to work on forever. And I think I didn't save the everything, but this is what we are going to build. And the idea is that we'll be able to store... Excuse me. I shouldn't have eaten just before I came on stream. The idea is that we will be able to store... What? And... No, that's work stuff. I shouldn't show you that. Codename Trapdoor. That was the last failed game that we wrote. That was a real bit off more than you can chew moment. Yeah, I think we lost the rules and stuff. Which is for this ticket, which isn't the end of the world. Anyway, we wrote the ticket. So we did the ticket, create a database that can store people. We've done that ticket. We have migrations. Migration. And we have a people migration. Person. Where's the migration? Oh, geez, just browse it, You'd have been there by now. Come on. Today's been difficult. Like, it's been a really weird week. I hope everyone's doing better than I am. I tend to have, like, ups and downs during this weird, it's weird coronavirus social lockdown kind of thing. It definitely comes in cycles where I have a cycle where things are great and I'm really happy, and then I have cycles where it's like, meh. So yeah, we have the concept of people, which is awesome. We also have a person seeder, which creates 10 random people for us. And we definitely had some technical debt here where I put the, the factory person factory. We put the random int in here, which we probably shouldn't have done, but I couldn't figure out how to do it. So there's a few like technical debt things. I'm not a big, I don't feel like tech debt is a big problem, or not tech debt. I don't feel like doing things suboptimally first time round is such a big deal, as long as you record it somewhere so that you know that you should totally fix this if you can. Typically we used to, like, when I've been doing this commercially, we would then have a sprint where we only worked on tech debt tickets, but obviously that really is totally dependent on you having a boss who's conducive to you just spending time on tech debt tickets in a sprint, because obviously, as far as the stakeholders are aware, there's been no progress, but obviously there's been a ton of progress for you. But anyway, so this is what we built. So we're doing well. I tidied tons of stuff up off stream. So I fixed the flexiness of this so that it now sits. It looks a bit better. Like, we were 90% of the way there, and I just thought, oh, this isn't going to be particularly interesting for people who want to actually see me coding on stuff rather than wrestling with frickin' Flex and CSS again, which is kind of the standard thing for what I do. So yeah, we did this where this is just the I removed Vue. So I've done some actually quite cool stuff here, right? I removed Vue.js because I don't know if we're going to use it, and I was like, it's just causing me a kerfuffle, so I just got rid of Vue.js in this. And I restyled the flex, so you can see here that I restyled the flex so that it's a lot neater. It's a lot smaller. If we go to app.blade, so I removed flex from here. I added moment.js. I just downloaded it in the end. I can't figure out this npm stuff. I definitely need to figure out this npm stuff soon. Maybe I'll get a guest on stream to explain that stuff to me, because like I cannot install JavaScript front-end JavaScript dependencies with npm and figure out how to use them. So we just got this moment.js, which I just downloaded from the moment.js website and shoved into public.js moment.js. So I just did it the old-fashioned way, because obviously I'm an old man. And I removed Vue, so there's no Vue in this project at all anymore. We probably end up adding that back in. And then I created this render clock method. I followed like a crappy tutorial. This is so basic. It runs every 30 seconds. And it just updates the clock in the title here. So, I mean, I hate the styling of that. So let's fix that right here, because it's really annoying me. This is just me. I did exactly the same thing last time. This was just me fiddling around with moment.js, trying to figure out how it worked. So, how do I... Relative time, calendar time, multiple locale sport. I want the docs, right? Docs! Docs, please. I want the blah 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 display. Yeah, this is what I want. I want a 24-hour 01. Yeah, KK we want for the hour. This is totally personal preference, right? So that should fix that hideous looking thing that was annoying me. There we are, 1311. Perfect. I mean, we don't need seconds for this. Seconds is irrelevant. So yeah, this updates because we then set an interval. So this runs every 30 seconds. I mean, probably we should run it every 10 seconds so that the clock, because otherwise, like, potentially 10-second tolerance is fine, yeah? So this could lag up to 9 seconds behind the actual system clock. I'm all right with that. And then we restyled this stuff. So I'm pretty happy with where we're at. But we need to carry on with the ticket. So let's actually carry on with the ticket. So what we have to do here is create the homepage view. Only show peeps for the logged in user. We want to use Flex to tile the people. We want to add some JS to keep the current time up to date. And we want to add homepage to logged in screen that displays people with name and current time. Add homepage to logged in screen that displays people with name and current time. Okay, so we can do this one first. I guess we can use moment.js. So what we need to do first is to change this. So instead of saying their time zone, it says the local time for these people. These people are just shoved in a database from a DB seed. So they're just given a random time zone at the moment. These will be a CRUD system and then hopefully a nicer than CRUD system later. So I don't know how to do this, is the truth. I don't know how to use moment.js show time in time zone, because that's effectively what we want to do, right? We want to know how do I show the time in a specific time zone? Blah blah blah. Yeah, okay, browser. Okay, so we want to do, just this. Okay, that's pretty easy, right? Nice. Nice. So we can just download moment time zone, I think, instead of moment. Moment time zone with data 10-year range. What does that mean? just go for this one, and if it's just go for the biggest one. Who cares, right? Am I being crazy here? Yeah, just go for this one. Where's the data? There's the data. Okay, cool. Just go for that. I mean, copy pasta, right? And just replace moment.js with this is skanky as hell, but we're doing it. Okay, does that actually work? Does moment.js work? No. Awesome. We have to give it a time zone, I'm guessing, right? So now we should be able to go to our JavaScript, which is in the Blade template, because of course it is. Welcome home. Home.blade. I'm so far off the pace today, but we're going to keep going. No. It's in the app.blade.php because it's up the top there. Okay. So I guess we can go moment. Where was the docs? Where? What? Yeah, but where was the freaking... I just had the right page. What's going on here? These days can be difficult. And how's everyone doing? I see people in... I don't know if my chat's broken. I see people in stream, but nobody seems to be saying anything, which is fine. You don't have to speak. Maybe you're having a day like me. Probably I need to do .tz, right? I guess... moment.tz... how do we... What? Europe... London... That's a valid TZ, right? How does that look? Try it and see. Try it and see. Let's do it. Let's go. No, I broke something somewhere. What did I break? Moment is undefined. Moment time zone requires moment.js. Oh, okay. So they depend on each other. I'm an idiot. So let's undo this and let's download... I thought that one would contain the other, so that should fix that. There we go. Okay, let's take another look. What? Browser. So we need moment.js and then we need moment time zone with data.js. Okay, we can fix that. One of those days today, for sure. Let's download it. Let's save link as www.js save, and then up here we say boop moment. Oh dear me, I don't even know what I called it. It should be in there. Hello, refresh. How do I refresh? Did I put it in the wrong place? Oh, I think I did put it in the wrong place. I think I put it into resources.js because I thought that's where it needed to go initially. But it actually needs to go into JS, right? Done. Lovely. Have I broken my... Hang on, I'm just checking in case people are chatting. I mean, if people aren't chatting, I'm totally okay with that. I'm just conscious of the fact I might be missing your chats, which is not a nice look. To miss you lovely people saying nice things to me or nasty things to me. That's fine too. Don't think I'm missing any chat, alright? We're just chilling. That's good. That's fine. Thank you. I absolutely and totally appreciate you actually saying that so that I mean, look, I'm chilling today. It's a pretty chilled stream. Thank you, TV. Appreciate you telling me that because as long as I know nothing's broken, I'm pretty happy to have silence is golden. I love it. Okay, moment time zone with data. Okay, so this shouldn't break anything now either because I haven't replaced the file. I've just added a new file. Nice. It's loaded in. Beautiful. So now I should be able to say, like, I'm just going to try and check to see if Europe, London. This shouldn't change anything, right? But it should just not break either. Yeah, awesome. Let's just pick a time zone from, like, America, Los Angeles. What's the time in America, Los Angeles, where all of my lovely colleagues in the head office will be? Let's find out. Oh, 5:50. Lovely. That seems to work. Beautiful. Cool. So we'll use the browser time up here, because, like, I think we might even leave that there. You know, have the local time up here. And then, yeah, okay, back to the ticket, back to the ticket, back to the ticket. Come on, ticket. Add homepage to logged in screen that displays people with name and current time. Okay, so how could we possibly do this? First thing we need to do is to open the correct blade template. So you can see this is really simple. I guess what we want to do is to give this a class of person time, and then we could use, like, what's the data? There's like a HTML data tag. I mean, ask Google. Google's there to specifically ask. Google's specifically there to ask for these things. So I'm doing this in vanilla JS. We'll almost certainly add in a JS framework once we decide what JS framework we need. This is kind of the way I work. I do things as minimal as possible and only add in complexity when the ticket says we need complexity. That actually does mean that we end up doing sometimes we end up doing things twice, because we end up doing things the simplest way and then more complicated way, even though we know we're going to add complexity later. Sometimes you end up not doing things the simple way, and it ships and it stays in production forever, and that's great too. So yeah, this is kind of the way I like to work, because if I try and do things the complicated way, I end up not shipping ever, which is not good. So we can do, like, data time zone. All of my I think Vue.js will be easier than React. Yeah, okay, we'll come to that discussion. That's a good discussion to have, by the way. That's a very interesting discussion that we need to have. Like, I've worked with React quite a lot, and I understand it, and I don't understand Vue, but I don't have anything against Vue either. It's like, it makes no odds to me. The only reason I always use Vue is because it's I just fall back on what I know, right? We tend to. So, like, the last project we did, we used React, and it worked beautifully, and I was very happy with it. But I'm just going to do this in vanilla for now. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with vanilla. So if we then go back to the app.blade. Hello, IGDev, YugDev. Nah, welcome back. I think the pro is that you can add Vue to whatever you have built, but whereas React, you have to start with it as React. I didn't know that. I think that's a very fair point if that's true. Okay, this is going to be me learning vanilla. So loop over elements in DOM vanilla JS, because, like, I could do this in jQuery in about 10 seconds. I have no idea how to do this in vanilla. This could be the point where we think, do you know what, doing this in vanilla is so complicated, we might as well just add Vue. This could totally be that point. There's going to come a point where vanilla is going to be so complicated, it's just like, now's the time to add. Yeah, I know how we can do query select all. Sorry, I started a phrase and didn't finish it. This could totally come to the point where we get to the point where we just go, do you know what, this is so complicated, I can't be bothered to even do it using vanilla. We might as well use a framework because we know it's gonna save. So I know we can for each, right? So render clock. So the first thing we do in render clock is we update the time in the top left, and then we want to update each of the individual time zone times. So I guess we say time zone elements equals, oh, we can use dash, can we? Let's just use, I mean, I don't know what JavaScript standards are. Camel case is my standards. So we say Timezones, the bane of all developers. I know, right? This is why I'm trying to solve a problem that's a pain in the ass by coding around it. And this is definitely not the time to be coding around. Like, you should just be not coding around this problem. So what did we call our class that our time zones were going to be? I forgot. I forgot already. We called it... Yeah, I forgot. Live with it. Person time. Okay, now we should be able to say like time zone elements dot for each. No, this is JavaScript, Blade. And then a function. Do we get the element passed in there? Let's take a look at the docs that we were reading. That's kind of important, right? Rather than trying to guess it. Then we get the element. Yeah, that's fine. So we get the time zone element in there. And then we want to say time zone element dot inner HTML equals, and then moment. Oh, how do I get the attribute for that? I guess we'll figure that out now. Time zone element dot attribute. Okay, let's Google vanilla JavaScript get attribute, get data attribute. There you go. This should be simple. Like, I used to do this for a living, not even that long ago. Certainly within the last decade, I used to work with vanilla JavaScript and constantly ship complicated vanilla JavaScript. But I just stopped doing it and I forget. Get attribute. That looks like it is what it is, right? Get attribute data time zone. Okay, we get in there, and then we want to format it like this, but we don't want the day and copy pasta. Get rid of the month, day, and year. Let's just have that. I mean, this looks like it may work. I know I sound surprised, but I am surprised. Hello, GLN2. Is my pronunciation of your name correct, or is it Glend2? The capital E makes it look like it's GLN2, but it could just be like fashionable. So we shall see. Correct. Awesome. Well, welcome to the stream, GLN2. So I don't know if this is going to work. A big mantra of try it and see on this channel. So it worked. It actually worked. Like, look how surprised I am. Now that I've seen that, like, does that meet the ticket? Let's take a look. Add a home page to the logged in screen that displays people with name and current time. I feel like that this ticket is now done. I feel like we've matched this ticket. I feel like it probably needs tests. I have opinions on tests, but yeah, I think that this matches the ticket, right? So when this ticks over, we should see all of these clocks tick over. Wow. I mean, doing that in vanilla JavaScript with the moment... Yeah, sorry, I got something on my chin there. With vanilla JavaScript, seems like it was a pretty easy thing to do. I mean, I don't feel like I need to... I don't feel like I need to add any kind of crazy... Sorry, once again, I'm checking everything's okay. I mean, we've done that. We've done that, and we've done that, and I'm waiting for this to roll over to 28, and hopefully we see that these have rolled over to 28, and they have. So, I mean, I think we've done the ticket. Should the time be running? Yeah, the time is running. I just don't like to... I don't feel like I need to have the seconds in there because of the way that I'm going to use this. I tell you what I'm going to do, and we can remove this later if we want to. We can definitely remove this, but because we're using seeded data that I'm creating from Faker, I'm just going to... Home.blade. I'm just going to add in here. I'm going to say... Okay, this isn't as easy as I expected. I tell you what we'll do is we'll change it in the JavaScript. Do you store your user country or get it from Timezone during sign up? I will talk through how the app's going to work again briefly, shortly, because yes, I understand that there were some people who didn't see the planning episode we did last episode. Totally brilliant. You should be able to just dip in and out of these things. I'm just going to update this because I'd like to set inner HTML to be that plus the actual time zone. So let's say so that we can see where the time zones are too. This isn't in the ticket, but I feel like that's an easier thing to read than just out of pure interest, because these are all seeded data. So for example, if I do PHP artisan db seed, artisan, idiot. Deep. It's one of those days for me today. Have you ever had one of those? I've had one of those weeks where things just don't. You can see all this stuff changes. Have you checked timezone.io/team? Timezone.io/team/buffer. No, I haven't. But I'm gonna. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So there's a very specific kind of use case that I want to use. This kind of works. This is kind of similar to what I'm looking at. Very similar, but there's a use case where I want to be able to drag and drop these people into teams. So let me open the Trello board that shows a bit better. Let's put that in review. Let's check what we've modified. Is it -P? To see if what I want to stage. Yes, I want to stage that. Yes, I want to stage that. Yes, I want to stage changes there. Beautiful. Finish the ticket. Moved to review. And then if we push to origin 9LX boosh, that's pushed. Just so that I can say that it's in review. Testing, well, we kind of done the testing already. It'll move straight to done. So yeah, let me show you, let me talk about what we want to build, because I have very specific things about what I want to be able to do, right? So I want to be able to group people by, so this is not how it should look, but this is a replication of how the functionality should be in Trello. So this is a good example of like how I want things to work. But what I'd like to be able to do, so this is how I'd want it to work. I want to be able to categorize people. So I know that all of my colleagues in work sit here and we have a card like we've built here, probably with their face that we'll add, saying, so we can pick people out, a bit like you just showed me on timezone.io. And this is like a Kanban time zone app. Do you know what? You'd be surprised, right? I want to be able to drag and drop these people around. I also want to be able to create throwaway columns to say, we need a Laminas review meeting. And I know that MWAP's going to be there, and I know that I'm going to be there, and I know that Felix is going to be there. And then I want to be able to like type some times, like see what times for everyone it is. And if I go, what if we made that 8 p.m. my time? What time is it for everyone else? It's very specific, and it is really, it's a 50% learning exercise, and it's a 50% something I want to be able to use in my life. So I find this stuff incredibly difficult, like community-wise, not necessarily coding-wise, but I really struggle with this stuff, particularly like I'm constantly opening Slack, clicking on someone's name to see what the local time is for them, to know if it's appropriate for me to message them. And I just feel like there's got to be a better way. Not everyone's in Slack, or they're in multiple Slacks, so I can't go to one place to find out people's time zones. So the idea is that I'll be able to physically add, I mean, there's there's definite potential here, young dev. I agree. It would be cool if you could like click on the card or hover over it and see the weather, and we could do all this good stuff. My whole point that what I really, really, really want to be able to do is to order stuff in the way that I want it to be ordered. Add people to a potential meeting and find out what the time zones are for them, like so I can change the time and see what time it is for them. And I'd love to be able to import these in from third-party places. So, for example, I'd love to be able to add someone from my Google contacts, and it'll just pull the information in from my Google contacts, and then I can drag them into friends or into. I'd love to be able to like add someone from Slack, say, somehow do some kind of Slack integration, so I can go, do you know what? I want to pull everyone from this channel in here and add them as part of my team. It's just, interesting stuff, but stuff I really want to use in the long term. So that's kind of the plan. The MVP, we've pared this back to kind of the minimum possible functionality. So in the MVP, you'll see that we don't have the concept of columns. We don't have pictures. We don't have any of the good stuff. So the really, really light first release we're going to do is going to be the MVP. The code is on GitHub. Yes, I will link you to it right now. And the MVP is like totally minimum. So we created a new Laravel app. We created a database that can store people. We created the homepage view, which I'm going to merge now. Even though I'm going to merge it myself, which is naughty, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'll put the link to GitHub in here. And I tend to push at the end of each stream. So yeah, I guess, do we have a PR for this? No. So let's create the PR. Oh, we do have a PR for this. Wonderful. So let's rename this if I can, because it's not a work in progress here. And let's quickly check. Let's just do a really cursory look on stream to see if we can spot any immediate problems. So you can see we refactored the default Laravel controller so that it uses strict types. And instead of it using index, it uses evoke, because I love single action controllers. And then we modified the person seeder so it only seeds 10 people. And we changed some dependencies to get rid of the VUE stuff. And we added some JS. Let's not worry about that too much. I removed this app.js. We don't use this currently. We removed the example component view. And we modified the blade so that it's much simpler. I updated the config. I don't want to be pulling stuff out of the config here. I know what the name of my app's going to be. And I removed a ton of stuff. I made it much simpler. And we added this JavaScript. And I added declare strict types to the root and modified the root so that it doesn't use index. It uses a single action controller. I'm okay with that. I can't approve it because it's my own pull request. So, yeah, that's good. How do I merge this? I can't merge. I bet GitHub stops me. Yeah, I can merge it. It's fine. Merged. Boop. We don't have tests in there, but we'll get to testing. We'll get to testing soon. We'll do some end-to-end testing very soon on a stream. Awesome. So now we need to be able... So at the moment, I can run the DB seeder and we get new seeds every time. We get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. It's kind of random. It shouldn't be 5. It should be like a random number because we're creating 10. And some are going to user 1 and some are going to user 2 and I'm user 1. So that's fine. Anyway, that works. But we don't have any way to like add new users or edit existing users or delete existing users. So we need to do like a really basic CRUD thing. And that's what this is. Now, this is a testament to how I work. Bear with me one sec, sorry. This is a testament to how I work. Sorry, just blowing my nose. what I'd like to be able to. So this ticket says create the edit card view, and the edit card view for me should be just a basic Laravel form that edits the data, but I know that this is going to be more JavaScripty single page application later when we add in the Vue.js stuff. But I think I'm okay with building this as a simple, normal request response cycle, HTML, PHP, Laravel form initially. I think I'm okay with that. Because we're doing this in an agile type of way, so I don't know how the other form is going to look, and the idea is to do this as the MVP and then iterate. So in the MVP, for example, if I had a little pen icon I could click on that would take me to a form to edit this card, I think that's good enough. I committed the JS folder. Is that okay? Is that bad? Am I naughty? I'm not using Webpack or anything, by the way. This is just vanilla JS at this point. So the JS folder needs to be committed because it's not built. There's no compiling JS as part of a build process. In resources, yeah, we don't use it. I should delete it and commit it. It's not used at the moment. This stuff is just not used. The only reason we're using Webpack the only reason we're having a build process is to compile any custom CSS stuff we add to Tailwind. This stuff is just not being used. Yeah, Git ignore it. I don't know the best practices for JavaScript, front-end JavaScript, and Git ignore. Let's make a comment there. It's a great thing to capture. It's not something I want to think about immediately. Committing resources JS sorted out. Let's add that for future Gary to look at. Thank you. Like, we should totally capture it. I'm not saying we shouldn't capture it. I don't want to get derailed looking at it right at this very moment. I appreciate it. So let's do the edit card view. So what I'm thinking is we create an incredibly simple form that we can use to edit cards. Yeah, I think we should just do it. So root get edit card ID. I can't remember how Laravel's roots work, but no, not card ID, person ID. I use the term card and person interchangeably. For my experience working in this way, we should absolutely agree to a set of standard terminologies and stick to it. But and I've done this again. I always forget in Laravel that you should create the controller before you create the root to it. Do I put the word controller in there? I do, don't I? Huh? Oh? Artisan. See if I can spell, right? See if I can spell here. Artisan. There you go. So then we have the controller, and then I can add it in here, and it should be... I'm assuming I created it in the right place. App, HTTP, controllers, edit person controller. Beautiful. And I guess we want to use one So I love single action controllers. But do we want to have a controller to render the page and a controller to handle the post? Is my question at this moment in time. Or do we just want to have a controller that has two actions? One handles rendering the page and returning the errors if there are errors, and one handles and then the second action handles the post. I think we should have an index and a handle in this instance, even though I'm not a big fan normally. I'm okay with it in this instance because, like, I think form handling's the one place where I'm willing to bend on my single action controller rule. I think that's one place where I'm okay with that. Okay, so we've got the controller. That's great. Tell you what we should definitely do here so that I can home.play.php. We should definitely do this. I just want to be able to see the ID of somebody. I mean, that shouldn't be a P. There should be a span or something, right? Let's be honest. So that I want to be able to look in the DOM to see the ID of somebody. That's all. Just because I'm going to need IDs. So this is data ID 2. Perfect. Okay, edit person controller index does not exist. That's an expected error, right? Because index doesn't exist. And we want to return a view, I believe. What do we return from the other controller? I don't think I added the type int there. I probably should have, though. We want to return a illuminate view. Oh, no, sorry. The branch name is the name of the ticket from Trello. It's not very catchy, is it? But that's what it is. The branch name, if you look at the ticket here that we're working on, I just copy this out to post it in the branch name. Just so I've got some way of seeing which ticket I was working on in the future. Yeah, I normally have... I mean, if I'm using Jira, I'd always have the Jira ticket number in the branch name. So I just kind of stuck with that. I'm just tidying this controller up actually because why does it not like constructor can't return void? That's fine. That's fine. So edit person controller. This needs to return an illuminate view. Beautiful. So at this point we'll just return view and edit person, which doesn't exist. So this is the way my mind thinks, right? Because now I'm going to get a different error, which is fine. And this is how I've always worked. Even when I've worked with like Zen Framework or Symfony or whatever, I've always kind of done these steps and checks that the errors change so that I know things are working well. So then we go to views and then we go to like, I'm going to delete these later. So let's just copy and paste that in there for now. Edit person. I don't want you to do that. I'll handle that in the files to Git. Thank you, PHP Storm. And then this is just, we don't need to do this. We don't need to do this. We should have a person in here already. So if I fix this so that we have the person, what we need to do is say person equals person find or fail. So that if I put this should handle the 404 in if I pass this in differently, right? Request. So we're going to need a request object here, please. Laravel's auto wiring will take care of fulfilling this dependency for me. So that's pretty cool because I don't want to have to like write a factory for this or anything. And Laravel's auto wiring is really good at that stuff. So then we say request. I can't remember how we get a root parameter out of the request. I can't remember. Is it root? I think it is. I think we're in try and see region, but I think it's root person ID. I called it. Person ID. Can I give it a default if none exists? Yeah, let's call it naught. So we know there'll never be a naught, so that should fail if the person doesn't exist. And then we could pass that to the view. This should work like straight off the bat. Let's try and see, but I can't actually see any problems here. I don't know if anyone else can. I'm going to split this out because it's not very readable. That's better. Yeah, I think this should work. So let's try it and see. Undefined variable person. Well, I know. I didn't pass this in correctly. I need to pass it in as the key that we want so that it's available in the Blade template. Why not first or fail with where condition? I think, like, to be honest, find or fail is just a proxy to first or fail. It just means you could just define the You don't have to tell it the where condition. It'll automatically look for the find automatically looks for the primary key field and the number you gave it. So it's just a shortcut to that. It's just easier than doing like first or fail, where, blah, blah, blah. It's just a shortcut. It's just like one of Laravel's nice shortcuts so that you don't have to be overly verbose, essentially. Same code, different way of calling it. Awesome. So now if we go to 1, there's a problem here though. I don't know if anyone's detected the problem, but there's a definite problem. And the problem is that we're probably going to need to use where. Like, we probably will have to change this to be aware, because at this point, if we look in the database at people, if we look at the database, you'll see that we have a user ID that says which logged in user owns this person. And I shouldn't be able to look at other people's users, right? So I'm user ID 1. So I should be able to look at Niklaus Schmidt, who lives in Indian Christmas. And I love that. That's awesome. Niklaus Schmidt lives in Indian Christmas. I love it. But I shouldn't be able to look at Professor Candice Cub, who lives in America, Cuba. Or I shouldn't be able to look at Molly Hilpert, who lives in Europe, London. But if we look at record 8 in the URL, I can look at Molly Hilpert, who lives in Europe, London. So I need to add that in. And so I think I'll need to add a where clause there to say, find this person only if the IDs match. So yeah, we're gonna need to do that. So let's boot that off, and then let's say where ID equals request root person ID. Was that what I called it? I forgot again already. Person ID, yeah. This is good predictability. So where person ID equals, and then where ID, no, this is wrong. This is wrong. This is not the Laravel way to do things. So we're pulling out the person where ID equals request root parameter, and we'll default it to naught so that we know that naught will be if nothing's passed. And do I just add another where? I think I do, right? I think I just do another where here, and it's automatically an and. And where user ID, so this is the user ID of the person who owns it, is equal to the authenticated user's ID. There's a facade for that. You can have an array of where. Oh, okay. Awesome. Will this work as well? Or I'm going to try it and see, but I'll probably refactor it to an array. And then we want first or fail, as our good friend Yugdev said. So this should work, right? I feel like this should work, but I don't know if chaining wheres adds it. I think it adds it as an and clause by default. Okay, so now we've got a 404 because we don't have permission to edit record 8. But we're okay when we do record 2. Perfect. I'm okay with that. The question would be whether a 404 is appropriate here. I don't know. I'm not going to worry about it for now. I think request person ID will work. I'm all right with this, actually, this verbosity, because it tells me that it's coming from the root. So I kind of like having root or post or get, because it tells me when I'm looking, when I come back and read this code in 10 years' time, I go, oh, this param is coming in from the root, rather than going, is that coming in as a get query string? Is it coming in as a posted thing? How is this coming in? So I'm okay with that, to be honest. My only question here is whether I need to sanitize the input, because I'm always thinking about that. And I think just casting it to an int is good enough. So let's pull this out, because now it's getting a bit complicated. So let's pull that out of there and say person ID. I'm now trying to make this more readable, because I'm constantly thinking, what happens if I look at this code in 3 months' time? So casting it to an int that way means that I feel like it's more sanitary, because if this comes in as script yada yada yada, like it's just gonna get cast to 0 because it's a string, so it's just gonna get cast to 0. So this is not a big deal here, really. And also, like, SQL injection attacks have become a lot less common since we've all been using ORMs and Eloquent and Illuminate and all that good stuff. So yeah, but I just think it's worth casting that there. I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this code. I'm okay with chaining the wheres, I think. Let's see what it looks like as an array. Let's see what it looks like as an array. That's probably the worst way to refactor this as possible. Do you know what? It's pretty much like a meh thing there. I mean, this is totally readable as well, right? Where ID equals person ID and user ID equals the auth user's ID. I'm good with that. That's fine. That's a good suggestion. It's a very good suggestion. That's very kind of you to say so, you dev. That is very kind of you. All I hope is that I'm tell people the reason I do things, because I've been doing this a long time, and my experiences will be different from anyone else's experiences, and there's reasons mainly for nearly everything that I do, and I think that I'd be happy looking at this code in 6 months. I think I'd be alright with it. I'd be okay with that. Cool. So now what we need is an actual edit form. So let's go to the edit person blade, because we're just displaying the info. Let's just say this can be like width half. How do I make this? Oh, I can't remember. Flex wrap over flex. How do I center it using flex? I'm so bad. Like, I just literally did flex the other day, and I've forgotten already how it works. Flex. I thought there's like center. Item center. We won't worry about it, because this is going to go. I'm not going to get overly concerned about styling this stuff, right? Because it's definitely going to go. Okay. Boop. Nope. Only boop this. Edit user. And we don't need that. And we don't need that. One thing we definitely need is the CSRF stuff. That needs to go inside the form though, right? I can't remember. Let's put it inside the form just in case. I can never remember how to do forms in Laravel. Okay, we don't need to give it a class. Fine then. Action. Action or method is post, right? Method. Post. Is action... Oh, geez, man. My basic HTML and CSS that I've been doing for 30 years has lost me. Let's just look at an example here, right? Come on, just give me a basic example. W3 schools is awful. Look, I've looked this. Do you know the embarrassing thing here is method is get. Of course it is. Action is... Yeah, I was right. How do I get the root? Edit person. This may fail, actually, because I haven't defined a post root on edit person. So I wouldn't be surprised if this failed. Let's see if it fails. Let's try it and see. Missing required... Oh, I need to pass the parameter, right? Parameter is... person ID. Oh, it did work, even though I can't find the root. Oh, yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah, that's because I've given it the correct root name, so it'll post back to itself. That should work though. That should work. For sure. Yeah, perfect. That's good enough. That's fine. Okay, so then we want an input type equals text. Required. And value equals person name. That should be good enough, right? Yeah, and we can give that some styling. Let's give it a margin of 2 and some padding of 2, and it's an input. There we go. That'll do. Let's tidy this screen up. Whoa! Oh, I have to close this manually, don't I? There we go. Okay, so we want the name and we want the time zone. We need to give these names as well, right? We need to label and we need, yeah, that's fine. Name equals person name. Name equals person person name, person time zone. I don't think we need the placeholder because this is an edit screen. Yeah. So we shouldn't need the... We need the labels. Let's add the labels. We should never see an empty formula, right? Because that's what I'm thinking. What if person backspace all the way to the end? Yeah. I mean, that's kind of an edge case, I guess. How do I... There we go. That, I mean, is that something I want to worry about? Do I want to worry about if people... Like, do you know what I'm thinking here? I'll be honest, right? You dev... What I'm actually thinking here is I'm probably going to throw all this away in the future. Now, I might not, right? You know how it is. Stuff that makes it to production stays in production. So I might not throw this all away in the future. But I would be very surprised if in the final cut of this application, when you click on the edit button, it takes you to a new screen, because we're definitely going to be adding some hardcore JavaScript to the browser. So almost certainly, if I want to edit it, I'll probably be able to edit it in place, or it'll be a single page application that brings the edit screen up. Or I don't feel like this is going to be like the way that it's done for any length of time. So really, I just want to put this in so that we can like get a so that we can get this ticket done. What do you mean remove extra closing tag? Because we need a way to be able to edit this in the short term. So that's what I'm thinking is this is kind of... This may even be the way that we... Is time zone in bar runs in real time or else we need to reload? It should run in real time, right? 1402 versus 1402. Yeah, it runs every 10... It gets updated every 10 seconds. Let's check while I'm doing this coding that it does update when we get back. Okay, so then I need a submit button. Margin 2, padding 2. This needs to be in its own div, so that it sits on its own line. This needs to be in its own div. I get distracted, as you can see. Like, I've just spotted a problem that I didn't like, and rather than finishing what I'm doing and fixing it later, I'm fixing it already. Background, let's say, I don't know, blue 500. Let's pick something out of the air. I think this is valid HTML. How do I change the font color? Font. There's a way you can change the color, right? White. Background. Oh, Tailwind. Okay. Tailwind. CSS change font color. Text color. Yeah. Awesome. Okay, let's check. 1404, 1404. So yeah, that is running. Beautiful. This is where I get distracted too, because now I want to make it like... There we go. Okay, cool. So now we save this, and the post method is not supported for this route. That's good. Let's change it so that this person lives in Europe, London. We don't have any validation here, have you noticed? By the way, to validate the time zone, but this is good enough. This is good enough. This is an MV. This is a minimum viable product. So all we want to do here is make a way to edit stuff. That's all we need for this ticket. That's kind of important to me, that I don't get distracted trying to make this the best it possibly can be. Also, you notice I have a tab amnesty now and again, which is also great. Okay, cool. So we need to define a post method for that route, which we can do easily. Oh, the other thing I need to do is make sure that these have... Okay, can I do a route group? Person crud. How do I, what? I can't remember how to do groups of routes. Should be like, and then we return the routes, right? Comma. I'm so bad. Fun. I can't remember how to use the brand new shiny stuff in PHP 7. That's my problem. Convert the arrow function to a traditional closure. Okay, screw it. Okay, now I should be able to convert this to an arrow function, right? Just because I like using new shiny. That's it. What's wrong with it, though? Expected expression. Isn't that... Okay. Don't get distracted. Stop getting distracted. This is fine. I think that will work now, right? I think that should not change. That shouldn't have broken anything, at least. Arrow functions don't have a body. No, they don't. You're right. You're totally right, Creative Life. Yes. I did a video about it recently. Argument 1 passed a group. Must be an array. Of course it must. Do I not name the group? Okay. I don't need to name the group, right? Because I chain the name to it. No. It's fine. Right. Laravel. Root group. I want to add the auth. The reason I'm doing this, just for you to know, is I want to add the auth to the group so that I don't actually have to freaking add auth manually to everything, because otherwise every controller I create for this I need to remember to add the auth stuff in there. Otherwise you can access it without being logged in. So yeah, okay, this looks good, right? This looks good. So that's what I'm doing here, is I want to create the CRUD group, essentially. And the middleware I want to add to it is auth, right? So that should stop me from accessing this route without being logged in. This is where I should be writing tests now, by the way. I absolutely should be writing tests so that I know that if I go to edit 2, it pushes me to the login screen if I'm not logged in. There we go. That's fine. And do you know what? We're going to put home in there as well. And we're going to go to the home controller and remove some boilerplate from here. So I don't need this anymore. Getting rid of boilerplate is so satisfying. There you go. So now anything I put in this group I know is protected by the auth layer. That's all I was doing there. I got distracted again, and I'm sorry. I'm not really. Root, post, edit, person ID. Go to the edit person controller. And go to the handle function. And give it a name. I don't know why I name roots. Half of the roots I name, I never even ever use the name. I'd be interested to know opinions in chat about that, about naming roots. I just name them all the time, and I always end up like never needing to name them. Page expired. Oh yeah, okay, that's fine. That's my CSRF stuff. Oh. Why is that? I was expecting to... So let me... Oh, okay. Yeah. I've done something totally wrong there, right? Yeah, I didn't close the squiggly bracket. I could tell that because I looked... If you look at the way that the URL was formed, it's like, that's not formed correctly. Still page expired, though. What I was expecting is to have an error saying handle method of edit person controller doesn't exist. That's what I'm expected to see. So that's weird. That is what I was expecting to see. I don't know what the best way to do this is. I can't remember how Laravel forms work. Still page expired. Why is the CSRF stuff failing? Stop failing CSRF stuff. Is it because I didn't add CSRF? Did I not add CSRF back in to the form? I didn't add CSRF stuff back into the form. Why didn't you remind me? I removed it from up here saying, oh, it needs to go inside the form. And then I didn't add it back in the form. And then I wondered why CSRF was biting me in the ass. There you go, see? This is all about thinking. Something I'm sadly lacking at the moment. Awesome. Still. Okay, let's take a look at the RTFM, yeah? Oh, someone's knocking my door. Be right back. Sorry, chat. Oh, and I must remember to unmute my mic as well. Yeah, Amazon knocked the door. Okay. My bad. Validation, I guess. Okay, so I'm going to read. Yeah, I think it's fair to read the manual here. So we've got post create, which goes to post controller at create, post controller at store. So we're going to do this on a per CRUD. I'm probably going to remove the cruddiness from this at some point, but this is good enough for the moment. Okay, awesome. So we've got this right in the validation object. So this is where we are now. So we want validated data equals request validate. This is good enough, right? Blah. That's fine. That's fine too. Okay, so we could... I thought there was a better way to do this these days, where you use some kind of request to do this. Form request, form request, yeah. Now, I don't think this is very complex, but I feel like I should do this using the way that is the more popular way. Or am I overcomplicating it? These are the decisions we make every day. These are the decisions we make every day. Let's go with the simplest way. I know I'm almost certainly going to throw this away. Okay, let's just go with the simplest way. Just do it the simplest way. Figure it out as we go along. It's fine. I don't like the space in here. That's annoying me. Okay. Validate. So we want name to be required. And we want time zone to be required. Now, we'll almost certainly want to put an enum in here, or a list of stuff that we'll check, a list of valid time zones in this place at some point. But for the specificness of this ticket, I don't really care. Do you use Vue? I don't. I use React a lot. I'll probably learn Vue as part of this. Let's be perfectly honest here. I'm going to need to use a JavaScript framework at some point, and I'm probably going to end up using Laravel Livewire as my JavaScript handler, and I'll probably end up learning Vue as part of that. I have not used Vue before. I've done quite a lot of React. I used to work at the BBC where I did a React application there that went live. So I've done enough React to understand the concepts, and I'm imagining there's not a lot of difference between React and Vue. I know React, but I'm intrigued by Laravel Livewire, which allows you to write a lot of the JavaScript in the Vue, not in the Vue as in the Blade template rather than the Vue VUE. So yeah, we'll see. We'll evaluate that when we have functionality that we need. Okay, so what I don't remember is, how do I tell it what? If it fails validation, Laravel automatically redirects the user back to their previous location, and it flashes the errors. Awesome. So I don't need to worry about that. That's enough. Now we want to save it to the database, right? So then we want to say the person. We need this again. So now I'm going to abstract this. I'm going to abstract it because I don't want to copy and paste it. So let's extract it into a method, and let's call it get person. In fact, let's abstract all this, right? There's no reason not to. Subtract it into a method, and let's call it get person. So now I don't need these type hints. I already have the type hints here. This should be protected. And I need to pass the request in. That's not the end of the world. Now that's neater, right? So the person is then this. So now we've got access to the person. Then we want to say person name equals $request post. Oh, does it validate that? Does it update the actual... Oh, it's only validating it. It's not filtering it. That's fine. Person time zone. Oh, I tell you what's nice here is we return a person from here, right? Now I get my code completion. This should work in my mind. Does the handle not... Does it then need to forward us somewhere, right? Because we should do a post redirect get, right? How does there a PRG here? Post redirect. We absolutely should do a post redirect get after we've stored. We should forward it to a get, essentially to a get route. Do we just forward? How do we? What do I? When do I? How do I? Laravel PRG. This is me trying to figure out redirect back. Can I name the route we go to? I mean, we could just go back, right? Is that going to work? Should we try it and see? Am I in danger of redirect back? Is that good enough? Any options here? Any thoughts? Wonderful chat. I think that looks okay to me. What does back needs to return a redirect response? Okay. I'd like to know what things are returning. I don't know if this will work. I'm willing to check if this works. I'm willing to try it and see. Okay. So let's say we change the name from Nikolaus Schmidt to Nikolaus Claus, because he lives they live in Indian Christmas. Oh, it's gone back here. Okay, that's not what I wanted to do. Or is there an error here? Is there an error? Can I view the error bags? I can, right? I can totally go to the blade template. No, edit person blade template and say how do I, when do I, what do I don't know what I'm doing again. This is what you get for not using technology every day. For sure. If errors any, let's do that. Let's do that. That should work, right? Can I DD in a blade template? Do we know? Yeah. What's the problem with the error here? The name field is required. The time zone field is required. Oh, I know what the problem is. I called it person name and person time zone. I'm an idiot. That's what the problem is. Person failure between person and keyboard. I always do that because then I know that it's the field rather than the database field or anything. I know that it's like the input, the HTML field. That's why I always do it. Okay. Edit to Nikolaus Claus. Okay, did that save though, or was there still an error? There wasn't an error because it should have displayed the error if there was an error. So why didn't it save? Oh, I didn't. Chat, you're really letting me down today. I'm coding really badly and nobody's saying to me, Guy, you forgot to save the edits, you idiot. This is coding for you. Let me tell you now. This is 90% of my work in coding life. Clause. Column name cannot be null. Oh. Oh. Oh, I did the same thing here, look. I did the same thing here. Okay, I think that worked, but it redirected it. Yeah, it did work, but it redirected us to the wrong place. So I want to redirect to a route called home. And I think that should work. Let's call him Nick for short. There we go. Okay, so we now have an edit field. I can't submit this blank, right? Because I mean, it shouldn't. It should fail in both the client side and the server side, which is great. Let's say that Nick Claus moves to Europe, Berlin. It's now 1523. Well, it's 1524, but it should update soon. Oh, tell me that the JavaScript carries on running. Yeah, there we go. It all updated. Perfection. Perfection. Awesome. So let's get the ticket. Try with XSS script and input. Yeah, I can do that. I can totally do that. I can totally do that. I don't know. I'm assuming the Laravel sanitizes this stuff out of the box, which is probably a really stupid assumption to make, but I think that's a very good point, you dev. Yeah, it's fine, look. It gets sanitized by Laravel for us. Awesome. Should probably have a test for that, to be honest. I wonder how it does sanitize it. Let's take a look. That's a very interesting question. It stores it correctly, but it sanitizes our output for us constantly. What if we change the person's name to... Ah, it escapes that correctly for us too. Thank you, Laravel. Awesome. Little Bobby Tables is safe as well. Oh, brilliant. Okay, I'm happy with that. Let's git add. Okay, so what have we done? We've extended the home controller so that it returns a view. We've updated our basic package to 7.4. I'm happy with that. I use 7.4 all the time. I mean, the error handling's terrible, but we're going to throw this away at some point, so I'm okay with that. And we updated the roots. Perfect. Git commit -m. No. Now, we push that. Beautiful. I'm fast running out of time. I've got a 3 o'clock meeting, sadly. I was hoping we would get these two done today so that we can get to the CI/CD and deployment later. Because that's the really cool, exciting bit for me. I'm really looking forward to doing the CI and CD and deploying this onto the web somewhere. Probably, well, the ticket says we're going to use Breath, which is great. In fact, we've got a live stream on Monday with Matthew Napoli, the creator of Breath. So maybe we'll get him to deploy. Maybe we'll make deploying this app our stream on Monday. Maybe we'll do that. Yeah, we should probably do that. Yeah, if you want a PR CI/CD, we don't have any tests at the moment. I definitely want to make adding tests the latest thing. We should totally have tests for this. In fact, add E2E tests should be a card here that we do before we do anything. In fact, it's pointless of having a testing column here because we don't have a tester. So we should just go from in review to done. I mean, we should be able to create the add card. The add card's going to be a lot of copy pasta. And the delete card, yeah, I guess. You create the PR and we'll review the PR as the first thing we do on one of the streams in the future. I mean, if there's a PR, I'll review it. github.com team. Oh, gee. Team time 2020. Oh. Is this... What? What? Oh. was starting to get really panicky there. Weird. Why didn't... What? Hello? Where? What? What? Didn't I just push? Yeah. That has got to be deleted. How do I delete a branch? I can't even remember. How do I delete this branch? Do I have to do it from my console? I mean, I can do it from the console, right? Delete. New pull request. Create pull request. Yeah. Let's have a quick look. So it's in review. So we're using VUE. We added a type hint there. We updated the dependency onto Composer 7.4. We added a new edit person blade template, which is a simple form. The error handling's terrible, but that's fine. We added a new minor thing there, and we added a new route there. I think we're okay. Where's the changes to the controller, though? Because we added a new handle method to the controller, right? I should see them here. Yeah, we haven't got them, look. Oh, that's the home controller. Boink. Doofus. Where's the... Okay. Good job I reviewed it. Oh, I didn't add the new files, that's why. I did git add -p, which only adds the changed files. It's fine. Good job we did a review, because if we hadn't done a review, we wouldn't have caught that mistake, which is good. There you go. Okay, so we've got the edit person controller, which has index and handle. We use this get person to pull the person out of the root. On both of those, we'll probably need to abstract that further. That's immediately what I'm thinking here. It's good enough. That's good enough. And let's merge that. Awesome. If you want to create a pull request today, your dev, or for next stream, that's all good. Cool. So now we can move this into done. Awesome. If you want to see what the ticket says, if you do want to do this as a pull request, and you are more than welcome to, you can check what the ticket says, because the pull request will have to meet the demands of the ticket. Even if it only partially meets the demands of the ticket, you can see that we want bref, and serverless. We need the ability to make test and make deploy, and we need to add GitHub actions to run make test. I'm going to take a look at that right now. Awesome. There we go. Let's take a look then. Look at this. Things are working. .env.ci. So this is the... I assume this is the M file that will be running in the CI environment. So we're okay with that. Is there any changes there? Not really. I guess if we're connecting to a database in the CI environment later, we can update this here. Awesome. And then we got GitHub Workflows, ci.yaml. On push to branches master, or pull requests to branches master, we want to build and test, run on Ubuntu latest, uses the checkout. We've done this before. If file exists env, okay, so if we have a .env, just trying to figure out what this is doing. It's using PHP to say, if file exists env, copy the env file, copy the env.ci file onto the env. There shouldn't be an env file there, right? Because, yeah, that's fine. If we commit an M file, it'll use that. Otherwise, it'll copy env.ci to the M file, which we should never have done, but that's fine. And composer cache, we're okay with that. Then we do a composer install. Then we generate the PHP artisan key. Then we change the bootstrap cache to be 777. Naughty. We'll run with it. Oh, we're using SQLite as the database. Migrate database, PHP artisan migrate, lovely. Then we seed the database. Then we execute the tests by setting the environment variables to be SQLite and the database to be that. And then we run vendor bin PHP unit. I would only make one suggestion. So what I will end up doing is having make test and modifying this, but does it matter? Oh. It's okay, I guess. Okay, so this is a really nice start. I won't merge this because it doesn't meet the ticket. It's a brilliant starting point, and we'll definitely use this as our starting point when we come to that ticket. But if you look at the ticket says we specifically want to use make files to have make test. And that's part of it. That's part of it. The CI should use make test as well as us being able to run it locally. So this is going to be a great starting point, and I really appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's make a comment here. So when I come to do this, I know this exists. Brilliant. What time have we got? We got 20 minutes. I reckon we can get add card view done and maybe delete view done in 20 minutes. I think we can probably get that done. So creating the add card view, this is going to be duplication. In fact, this could be where we add we could reuse the same view, right? Yeah, first thing I want to do is I want to create an abstract class that we can use to get the person, because I'm going to need this in the next class, in the next controller. So I'm going to create a new class. No, I don't want to create a new Scratch file. I want to create a new PHP class. And I want it to be abstract person CRUD controller, which is very wordy, but it describes what it does really well, so that's fine. App HTTP controllers, abstract person CRUD controller, blah, 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 class, PHP, it doesn't extend anything, that should be good enough. Declare strict types equals 1, straight off the bat. Abstract class, abstract person CRUD controller, and then we want to extend controller, and then we want to, oh, I renamed this badly, didn't I? Abstract. Okay, boop, 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 and then we go to our edit person controller and we rip this out of there and we put it in here. Thank you. Anyone see the deliberate mistake we may have here? It's okay, that's fine. There's a problem here. Okay, there may not be a problem. Maybe I'm wrong. So I shouldn't have broken anything. Okay, that's a namespace problem, I think. Okay, maybe I didn't make a mistake. It's fine. I thought I'd made a mistake there. Oh no, I did make it. I thought I'd made that private and it wouldn't work, but I was wrong. Cool. So now I can access this from any controller I create. So now we can boop that, and boop that. So now I can do a artisan make controller, add person controller. Awesome. And we can have the add person controller extend the abstract person cred controller. I mean, we don't really need to do that because we don't need access to a person necessarily, right? In fact, all of the work I just did there is pointless. So let's roll it back. No, I will need it. I will need it later. It's fine. It's fine. I will need it later for the delete. I did need to abstract it. We don't need it here, right? Because we're adding a person. So then we want pubf index, which will return a view. And we'll just say, at the moment, we're going to say return edit person. Because I'm thinking we can reuse the view that we used for edit person, right? And then we have pubf handle, which returns a redirect response, I believe. Yeah. Return redirect to the root home, if everything is well. Cool. So now we can create the roots. I'm hoping we can do this a little bit quicker because we've this is duplication from what we've already done once. Root get add. I just call it add. It's fine. It's fine, right? It is fine, isn't it? Yeah. Add person controller index. Why am I naming my roots every time? I have no idea. I just am because it's a habit I've got into and I'm too scared to get out of that habit. And then we want to post root to add, and it's going to be called the add person controller handle, and the name's going to be add person handler. And why am I naming this one? I have no clue. Okay, so now if I go to edit person, I probably need to rename this. And I need to do some little tweakaroonies. So let's rename it first, right? I think it should just be called, add edit person, because it's totally what we're going to be doing, right? We're going to return add edit person there, and then in add person controller, we're going to be returning add edit person there. Sweet. Use auth. Oh, that was from, yeah, it's fine. I fixed that, I think, right? Didn't I fix that? We're going to need a request in here. That's why I'm not going to. Use auth. Is that from where I abstracted it, right? Oh, yeah, I just like to, that's fine. It's the same thing, to be honest. Awesome. So edit person controller should go to add edit person. The person should be the person, and the root should be add edit person handler. Because we're going to use the same view layer for both of these roots. That's what's happening here. So then we say, when we update the form, we say the root should be the root. So we can pass the root to the view that we want to redirect to. So this shouldn't break edit, is what I'm hoping here. I'm hoping I haven't broken edit, but I've made it better. Follow me now. Yeah, we haven't broken edit, but we should be able to use this same form from add now, which is good. So we don't pass the root in, which is fine. No point in duplicating all this stuff, right? Oh, this stupid wires really, really annoying me. I I need to get this fixed, but I can't get it fixed because I'm not allowed to go to the Apple shop to get it fixed, and it's really beginning to bug me. Okay. Then we need to just pass a null person in here. Just pass an empty person in there, essentially. So this should render. Now we need the placeholder, right? We need the placeholder. We discussed the placeholder earlier, and I said we don't need one, and now I've changed my mind. So it's all good. So I was wrong to say we weren't going to need a placeholder. There we go. Name Bob, time zone, Bob. Oh, that's not a time zone. Any particular time zones we wanna go for? I'll let you think while I implement the. I'm gonna abstract this now because I don't want to have to copy and paste stuff. As soon as I copy and paste stuff, I know that I need to move stuff into the abstraction. So now the validation rules should be available in both places, so we can do the validation nice and easily here, right? In fact, we should be able to save this first. It did an error, but if we pass an empty, I guess we can't pass an empty thing unless I quickly inspect element and turn off. I am up against time here, so I'm not being as explanatory as I am at times. Oh, it did an error. What's going on? Shouldn't that have errored? Oh, I'm not validating yet. Idiot. I just literally said that. What's wrong with that? Oh, request validate. Of course. At least PHP Storm catches me, right? When I make these mistakes. Thank you, PHP Storm. So I'm just getting rid of the required so I can check the validation works, and it does. Perfect. Now we just need to say, after we validated it, person equals new person. Person. Now we could use mass assignment here, right? But I'm okay because I've only got two things. Because I've only got two things to fill in, I'm okay with being verbose. Because I'll be able to read exactly what's happening, as I always say. In the future, I'll be able to go, oh, this is exactly what's happening. So that's why I'm okay with just typing this out and not using mass assignment. What I mean is I could just pass the request post into here and it would automatically work. And then we save that. And I think we're done then. Does anyone see anything I've missed? I guess not. Okay, so let's add Gary Hocken. My time zone is Europe, London. Oh, UUID. Yes, I forget. We need to give it a UUID. I'm going to use the UUIDs later. That's why it's in there. How do I have Ramsey UUID included in this? I do. Type 4. That'll do. Oh, and a user ID, of course. Of course, I need a user, the user ID. Oh, what? Oh, yeah. I could import it. Follow me now. There we go, 1548. We're so close to getting these tickets done. So close. Gary Hockin, 1449 in Europe, London. Title on the add user form is edit user. Good spot. Good spot. How do we want to handle that? Suggestions? Suggestions. I mean, there's a really cheeky way I could do this, or there's a clean way I could do it. And I'm open to either way, depending on what people think. I could just do like... I mean, is that too cheeky? If the root is edit person handler, then echo out edit, otherwise echo out add. Is that too cheeky, do we think? Does it even work? It should work, right? Oh, yeah. It's good enough. It's good enough. I'm open to people judging me if you think that's terrible, but it's good enough, I think. Awesome. So, let's get that into review. Yeah, there's the boop 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 warning me that in 10 minutes, and I need more coffee. So let's get this into review. Oh, this is ice cold. Before I go, I have to say, right, tomorrow... Oh, no, that's the wrong... That's absolutely the wrong scene, because I don't have it on my... Tomorrow we've got a 2 p.m. start, and we'll be having Binary Kitten, Phyllis Biniaris, Catrieve, my good friend, on. We're going to do an open source contribution. And if there's any time left, we're just going to carry on pairing on this project. So definitely come and hang out tomorrow. I love these streams where I get to have guests on. So yeah, it's a thing. We'll be around tomorrow. Make sure you hit follow if you haven't already to be notified of when I go live next. Oh, Enav23ABC, welcome to the stream. And I'm really sorry, but you're... absolutely just at the end. I'm literally about to log off because I've got a meeting in 9 minutes. But as I just said, we'll be live tomorrow. 2 p.m. UK time. We'll have a guest. It'll be awesome. Person blah blah. That looks good. So we'll stage this. Get person. That's our abstraction. We've given that a placeholder and we've given that a placeholder. We added a couple of roots. And I've been working today in PHP and JavaScript. That's what I've been working in today. I need to git checkout -b, and then we take the ticket name from here. Douche. What is PHP? I only know JS. PHP is the web programming language that powers nearly all of the web. Including all... Okay, bye. Ask a question and run. Any plans to use Livewire? I would love to use Livewire for this. I really would. I really would love to use Livewire for this. Yes, is the answer, as you can tell. Okay, so then we need to add... and then everything should be staged. Yeah, I've only just got started and I'd love to use it. If it seems like it's appropriate for this, and it does, I feel like either I want to use React or I want to use Livewire because I can't be bothered to learn Vue and Livewire will look after lots of the stuff for me. I know exactly what will happen. And what will happen is I'll start using Livewire and not have to learn any Vue, and then I'll get to an edge case that Livewire can't help me with, and I'll have to end up understanding Vue in order for that edge case to happen. But that's okay, right? There's nothing wrong with... I'll never complain about, oh, I spent too much time learning new stuff. Do you know what I mean? It's... Learning new stuff is always awesome. So... Oh, add CI. That's not what I wanted. Ready for compare and pull request. We will look at your pull request when we get to the CI stuff, though, and we'll definitely use it. Dev, thank you very much. Modestus, you come with impeccable timing as usual. Impeccable time as usual. I'm literally about to log off to go to a meeting. So, there's that. Yeah. Create pull request. And we've got 3 minutes. I'm going to merge this pull request. We'll review it together. And we'll have a quick look at what we've actually done. And then we're going to finish. So, been fighting payments all day today. Oh, yeah. So who's winning, Mod? You for fighting payments or me for fighting time zones again? Like, yeah, I think I won today, actually. So this is the abstract class. Beautiful. This is the new add person controller. We've extended the new abstract class. That's fine. We passed in the handler to the root. That's also fine. We renamed edit person blade to add edit person blade. And we added some new roots. I'm good enough with that. Let's merge that. MVP of an MVP. The minimum viable product of a minimum... I mean, that's some inception right there, man. And then we see Yugs, yay, on the pull request, which I like. I like the fact that we have interaction now. I like the fact that people are making pull requests and commenting on pull requests. I like that a lot. So that's all good. Shipping dope shits. I'm also shipping dope shits, so that's all good too. Lovely. Okay. So that should be merged. Where's my branches? Because I totally forgot to delete the branches. I'm sure Margaret's going to be okay if I'm a minute or two late. But let's get this tidied up and let's wrap the stream up. So both of these are merged. I need to keep remembering to tick. There you go. Boop. Perfect. Okay, so yeah, what have we done? Well, we're down to the last ticket. So we've done a working Laravel app with a database that can store people with a home page that now works and shows you the actual time dynamically where people are. So it's 22:56 in Asia, cheetah. It's 15:56 in Africa, Gabon. In Australia, it's 24:26. What the hell is 24:26? I've never seen a 24 before. Anyway, it's 14:56 here. This keeps up to date. So we've done that ticket. That's great. We've got the edit card view. So if we go to edit and 2, we can rename this to be someone in Berlin. So someone in Berlin, we can edit and we can add. What's your time zone, Mod? What's your time zone called? Europe Vilnius. There we go, 16:57 in Europe Vilnius. So that's what we managed to do today. So I feel like we've made brilliant progress in 2 days. We need to create the delete card view. We need to add some end-to-end tests, and we need to look at the CI stuff that Young Dev gave us in PR. So we're gonna have Kat on tomorrow and look at some open source stuff. Add a test to provide. Yeah, we'll definitely need to do that. And what we're gonna do, so on Monday, even though we're not going to have finished this stuff, we're going to look at deploying it to Bref, because we've got a guest coming on Monday as well. We got Matthew Napoli. I really need to ask him how to pronounce his name. We've got Matthew Napoli coming on, who wrote Bref, to help us deploy this to Lambda. So we're going to get this deployed at least. So yeah, this is going to be awesome fun. Have a brilliant afternoon / evening / day, and I'll catch you all tomorrow. Bye.